And I do a Probies, what's the count on deck? You guys know that one? How many in your class?
21.
21? If I say Probies, what's the count on deck? All you guys at the same time say, sir, the count on deck is 21, highly motivated, truly dedicated. Monroe County Probies, sir. A lean, a mean, a blue machine, oorah, oorah, oorah. You guys got that?
One more time.
One more time. Probies, what is the count on deck? The count on deck is 21, highly motivated, truly dedicated. Monroe County Probies, sir. A lean, a mean, a blue machine, oorah, oorah, oorah. Think you guys got it? Let's see. Ready? Probies, what is the count on deck?
The count on deck is 21. Highly motivated, truly dedicated.
Lean, a mean, a blue machine, hoorah, hoorah, hoorah. Not bad, right? Look, he's like, this ain't New York City, bro.
That was too much.
All right, guys, have a seat. Have a seat. So, what I learned from this fight, I learned I didn't have a lot of stuff in my gear that I probably should have. But I know what I carried in my gear after that. It really goes by your department and it goes by your district, where you guys respond, what you need. I was never really a big fan of all these door chocks. I kept one in the helmet, one in the pocket. I kept a bunch of 10-penny nails in there. 4-in-1, 5-in-1 screwdriver, diagonal cutters, a good knife. Anthony Henry from 10 Engine went to a call one day with a huge Rambo knife strapped upside down. The chief wasn't very happy about that. Said, "Yeah, bro, you can't have that." He goes, "Well, what if I get stuck?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can't walk around with a huge Rambo knife with string hanging out of the bottom of it. That's just not a good look for the FDNY." Webbing. Always kept webbing in my pocket in a glove, or if I was able to secure truck company pants with the pads, I would wire the webbing inside. The utility line, I actually rigged up myself. I had it rigged to the inside of my gear, and then I can pay it out and get an extra 50 feet if I'm doing a search. That's something that I learned that day, that if, the engines, they have a search line, and I'm sure you guys have a search line. The boss brings that in. If I was in that situation again, I would have dropped my search line and tied it off where I knew how to get to that. Because you're in a high-rise. You have your standpipe, you have your hose on the standpipe. Typically, you're supposed to be safe in the staircase. You can get down, you can get up, you can get out. We didn't have that at this point, so we really didn't have much to go off of. Getting out of there, we were talking right before, Donnie Wunderlich from 157 truck grabs me, and I'm waiting for Dave. I'm not leaving my backup guy in that hospital by himself. We're upwards of 12 o'clock at night. This has been going on all day. I get cleared from the docks I can be released. My phone is going nuts, and Donnie goes, "Hey bro, they're taking Bobby out. Come with me." You fucking kidding me right now? So we go out to the ambulance bay, and I'll tell you, I hope none of you ever have to experience this, and you see it, when you have the honorable transport of fallen first responders. Standing in that ambulance bay outside as they bring an FDNY firefighter out to transport him to the morgue. Fucking DI made me stand right in front of him, put his arms over my shoulder and fucking held on to me because I lost it. I absolutely fucking lost it. Like, these guys were trying to come save us. They were trying to come get us during our Maydays. And that's how Bobby and Joey died, and the other guys got jammed up on the 14th floor. They were coming up to try to get us. These two guys died in the fire that I'm at. Cirillo gets released. We go back to the firehouse. Not like 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe 1:30. Past Chief Kelty, who's assigned at 10 truck. He's there. We walk into the firehouse. There's some guys in the kitchen. We got pizza in here. You guys call your families, let them know you're okay. The next day, we all had to go to the medical office. So me and Dave agree, look, I'm gonna stay at Mom's house tonight. It's better that I stay there in Howard Beach. I said, just meet me at my mom's house, we'll drive to BHS tomorrow morning ourselves. I should have gone home, but you know what I did? I went to my old neighborhood, Glendale, New York, 7302 Cooper Avenue, the Assembly Bar. I will choke up and I will cry at this point, but I think it's important that you guys see it. And hopefully I don't, but if it happens. I walk in that bar, there's 2 shots on the back of the bar. My brother-in-law is bartending, my buddy Frank Boosner, who was with Dave in Proby School, my buddy Vic, my brother, rest in peace, my sister, everybody that I grew up with is in this bar. It was really hard going from the front door to the bar. It was about 15, 20 minutes of hugs and tears, a lot of shots, a lot of drinks. I could not fucking believe 3 years onto this job, I got into a pickle. I got trapped. I transmitted. My guys got hurt. 2 guys died. They tell you when you go to Proby School that, you know, at a 263 highly motivated, truly dedicated FDNY Proby sir, out of the 5 you're sitting with, one of them might die. Another one might retire. Another one might get hurt, get off the job. Last I checked, there are 75 guys left from my class. September 12, 2004. 75 guys out of 263, of which one was Brendan Cawley, who got trapped in the Black Sunday fire. His brother Michael was killed in 9/11. One was Rob Zanitas, who was a squad away from me, who was a major and a helicopter pilot that was killed with another Fitney officer in the War on Terror. A lot of guys that got hurt and are out. Couldn't believe it. Went home, slept for about 2 hours. This is in my face and Dave's face and Danny's face on the cover of the New York Post. Like really? Like we really fucking needed that? Go to the medical office. They had separated an area at the medical office just for us. And I'll tell you, there was hundreds of brothers and sisters hugging each other. Where were you? How'd you get out? Where'd you go? What happened? What do you remember? What do you remember? Deutsche Bank is the worst day in my life. The second worst day was when I was coming down the Firehouse Street, Liberty Street, and I look up and I see that building. And I had to make a decision. After that, it was mandatory to go to counseling, and we were promised to transfer anywhere in the 5 boroughs for the first due units. And I could have gone to the Bronx, I could have gone to Brooklyn, you know, I could have gone wherever I wanted to, but I felt that I needed to stay at the Firehouse because that's my family, those are my brothers. That's where we're gonna figure this out. Walking down the street that one morning, I'm like, I can't do this. I can't see this fucking building. And that was in 2008. I can't see this building anymore. I can't do this. Talk to a couple of the senior guys. It's a big world out there. You know, I'm in my 30s as a fireman in the city of New York. Do I want to go someplace else? Do I want to stay? Do I want to deal with stairs? Do I want to go through that again? I took the road of going to a different company because I could expand my career. Worked out pretty well. I went to South Queens, engine 331, 173, also known as on Golden Pond. That's where all the Long Islanders go. That's where all of the guys that are retiring go for overtime and stuff. I went there, I knew the neighborhood, I grew up in it. Gotti's neighborhood, been in multiple automatic alarms at Gotti's house, his daughter's house, brush fires, horrible. Disgusting, nasty, fun. Pretty good MVAs on the Belt Parkway, and then the captain goes, we're gonna make you a chauffeur. There is nothing more exciting than a kid from New York, not only driving an engine in the city of New York, but pulling up first due a week after chauffeur school for a 1075 at 3 minutes after roll call, 1800, and the truck ain't around, they're going to the Rock for training. And here I am driving down as a chauffeur, awesome, cigar, awesome, good to go, awesome, and then all the other stuff. You guys listen to New York and you listen to all the Buffy stuff. Yes, I transmitted a 1075 because the boss told me to when we were out on BI. It was cool, and I think Steve Shalaba may have heard it, because when I was a chauffeur, I would let Shalaba from the county know that I was driving that day, and especially BI, so they can just like be Buffy Dinger stuff, you know. It's pretty cool, but I left because I wanted to advance my career. And then one day the nightmares started, and went to the job for help, and the job just basically said, all right, you're gonna go. Here's your 3/4, get the fuck out. Thanks. I hate them for doing that to me. And believe me, I spent a lot of time at the kitchen table. Kitchen tables, I spent a lot of time. There's just not much that I was able to handle. There really wasn't. The medications really screwed me up. And they gave me my 3/4, and I packed up and I moved up here, met the Heather, we got married, and boom, here we are now. And now, 10 plus years later, I'm sitting in here with you guys and girls and going over something that changed my life forever, that I really, really hope that you can all take home with you and think about. So you can research this online, you can hear this audio, and I'll tell you like I tell everybody else, it's very easy to find me. Very easy to get my number. If you ever want to talk about this, if you ever want to shoot the shit, if you ever want to sit down and have a conversation about this outside of the professional area, call. If you ever have a problem, you go to a bad call, you can pick up the phone and call me. I will listen to you for 2 weeks straight if I have to. Because I look at myself as a fireman's fireman. I want to make sure that the next gen is good. You guys are all young. I mean, who's the oldest in here? How old are you?
39.
39? No, 39? Who's 30 going into that job? But I volleyed, you know? We are right on point. Questions. Ask me anything you have questions about. There was a question about why I transmitted my Mayday. I transmitted my Mayday because I was lost. I didn't know where I was, and I needed to get the hell out. I needed to find out what was going on. That's why I transmitted my Mayday. Who we got? Don't be shy.
What was your Mayday? Like, what did you say?
So, they tell you when you learn about Maydays and stuff, how I should have said it was, Mayday, 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 engine Monroe, Nozzle, battalion, Mayday. At that moment, it was Mayday, 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 engine Monroe, I corrected myself, engine Monroe, Nozzle to battalion, Mayday. So I actually gave a Mayday for the boss, but I was nowhere near him.
Where was your boss?
Where was my boss? No idea. But I know he never went back to the firehouse again. I saw him a couple days later, and what I understand, he never went back. He went out and retired. Gee, maybe because he left me and a probie by ourselves, maybe it really scared the bejesus out of him. You know what? That fire scared the bejesus out of a lot of people. I still think about that fire every day. Do I hate the guy? Yeah, I hate him. Because I should not have been in that situation. Do I understand what the guy must have felt? I do. I also understood how the other guys felt, the guys that actually took their own lives from this. It's a lot. That's why that kitchen table is important. That's why your family support is important. And that's why your senior men and women and your firehouses is important. You talk about this stuff, you get it out on the table, you get the nasty stuff out of your system.
Why did you, when you were waiting for the standpipes to be operable, why did you break windows without any water?
So, the fire was above us. You know, we needed to get some ventilation up there. We're also in a hazmat building. You know, you saw that picture. Tower 2 fell into that building. Dust in that building. Pretty sure my chest x-ray shows both lungs scarred up. From when I got on the job, we did a chest x-ray after, you can definitely see where there was some scarring. But that's what you take on as becoming a firefighter. You're gonna get hurt physically. Your lungs are gonna get screwed up. And I'm talking to you guys right now, am I healthy? My doctor says so, my blood work says so, everything says so, except if I could stop falling down the stairs and hurting myself, I'd be much better. And this is just me. I don't care if I get sick. I don't care. I had a great life. Not that I'm planning on kicking the bucket anytime soon, but I was a fireman in the city of New York. I was a volunteer firefighter in Fairport, a volunteer firefighter in Freeport. I'm a social member at Point. I get to talk to the next generation about my experience. My time to go, it's my time to go. My wife's gonna be one very rich lady, and you guys are gonna have one hell of a party. What else you got? Anybody? Yeah, bro.
So, did you take your mask off because you were out of air or just because you were panicking?
I took my mask off because I panicked. Because I was by myself. And there's gonna be a time in your career that you're gonna be by yourself. It's gonna happen. They tell you not to do that. I did it. Will I pay the price for that one day? Maybe. But I was able to get my composure back. I didn't have any air left. After that second transmission, that vibra's going. That's it. Every breath I'm taking is that. And I'm not gonna lie, I turned that purge valve out because I needed more air. I went through that bottle very quickly. I'm gonna say I probably killed my bottle in about 6 minutes. Everybody's different. Everybody acts differently when they're on it, you know? But it was a very extraordinary situation. Yeah.
You said you lost your partner. Like, how did he just end up finding his way
So,
out? How did that
we were asses and elbows on our way out. I'm on his foot. So the guys, it's a train. I'm following him. You're in front of me, Dave, go. I'm on his foot. As that crap came down, that's the grid ceiling and the extension cords on me. Now I lose him because I can't move forward.
So that was your probate ahead of you?
That was a probate, yeah. Yeah, not that much time more. I mean, 3 years, not a lot of time, especially Manhattan. 3 days in Brooklyn, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of fire duty. You know what I mean? But I knew my responsibility was to make sure he got out safe. And I lost him, and I was screwed. So when I got out of that mess and I got into that open area, there's your reality. There's me pissing my pants. Again, I'm not ashamed to share it. It happened. It was a great shower when I got home, I'll tell you that. These are actually the shorts that I was wearing that day. I still have them. The t-shirt is safely packed away, but these are the shorts that I wore. Still fit into them. What, how many years later?
So did he just, like, he was able to just make his way out?
Yeah, so the way that these guys, they took the wall and they wound up coming back. So when you saw that picture up there with the opening, they made their way back along that wall. That's where we opened up the plywood and everybody started coming out. Some guys went past that. I mean, heavy, thick black smoke. There's fire in that. You know, it's a good job. And the guys are coming out the other hole where those hose inlays and stuff were. So, yeah, it's just, this is what can happen. A regular tour turned into a nightmare. What you don't think is possible was possible. Fire, heat, and smoke rises. No, it came down on us. 17 down to 12. Like, in what world is that normal? It does happen. And it can happen to you guys here. You know? Anyone?
So the next 7 hours after they took you to the fire outfit, were they still having the same problems?
So the way that it was mentioned earlier at the bathroom, the way that they got water up is they eventually dropped the line down the side of the building and they hoisted a line up so they're able to get water on the fire. That's how the fire went out. But there was so much fire all over that building and all these different spots, you know, all the way up top. The plastic's burning, the scaffold matting is burning, the plywood, the plastic body, all of this stuff is all burning inside this building. They finally got the water up there. The fire was in a small little area. That's where it started. But the reason it got so bad so quick is because the building was sealed. And there was a lot of stuff that was combustible. That's how it got so shit. What do you guys think? Anything else?
How'd the smoke go down? So just because that's
Because of the units. So the units actually sucked all of that air into it so they can filter out the dust, the asbestos, get fresh air into that area, because when they do the abatement, and I'm not the abatement guy, but you can research how they do abatement on floors and buildings and stuff like that. Every other floor had these units, and these units were like just big vacuums. That's when they forced entry. Same thing if you go into a fire, as soon as you introduce oxygen, what happens? Ba ba boom. Well, that's what happened here. And I'll tell you, it was the wildest thing in the world being on that floor and looking up. Like you see in the movies, you know, I watch Chicago Fire to laugh. Like, shit, helicopter crash, guy gets impaled on a fence, and these guys are pulling people out of a house, and you can see as clear as day. It's not like that, but when you see that fire and that smoke, it's an eye-opener. You know, you see that in the backdraft simulator, flashover simulator, it's an eye-opener. And then to feel that heat, I did have a little bit of that bottom mark on the back of my jacket. Because I was on my belly. I was trying to get the hell out of there. And make sure respect what you do. Yeah.
The guys who made entry to the pit before, how did they, like, it's just stopping down at them?
So when they made entry, trucks are up there, roof cutting saws, metal cutting saws, they're cutting all this stuff. And when they're able to get that stuff off and open up that trapdoor, that's when everything came down.
How did they make them? Because it's just like coming right at them, right?
They're on air. But then, you know, there were people retreating. Remember, you have people bailing out windows on this thing. Guys lost their careers because of this, and guys have lost their lives. Anything else?
Was all the Maydays on standpipe rigged, the exterior standpipe, it looked like it had scoliosis.
Pretty much. He's such a fun guy. Me and Logan go back a ways. Yeah, it was insane, absolutely insane. Now, I went down every 10-10 day, I go home once in a while, and I like to go see the new guys. And I think there's 4 guys that I work with when I got hired in 2004 there. Everybody else is all new. We went out one night at a 10-10 night, and I picked up one of the senior guys from 10 Truck in Poughkeepsie, and we stayed in a hotel by the firehouse, because there were a lot of guys that don't work there anymore. We took a picture outside where Deutsche Bank was, and I gotta tell you, I still see that building. That building will always be there. I can go down there tomorrow and I will see that building and remember every single second. You know, that's just something that will stay with you. You know, you're gonna have a bad call, you're gonna have a call that's gonna stick in your mind for the rest of your careers. It's gonna happen. You're gonna have an EMS call that's gonna haunt you. You're gonna have a fire call that's gonna haunt you. My suggestion is that you guys talk about this with your respective fire departments, with your respective senior members and brothers and sisters. And if something bad happens, do what I'm doing right now. Turn that negative into a positive. Not only to help yourself, God bless us, not only to help yourself, but to help the next Foley class that comes through. That's the whole point of this. Anything else?
That curtain that was on the side of that building, the tarp, how many pieces was that? Was that one piece or was that?
All different pieces, all different sizes, that just to keep debris from getting out and falling out.
Largest tarp I've ever seen.
Yeah, and that went on fire, you know? You guys think, anything else? How about our senior guys back there, anything? So there'll be a comment card at some point. What I'd really like is for you all to, you know, think about, you know, what you learned today, what you heard today. What could I have done better to get a message across? Did I do a good job? Did I do a great job? How can I change it up? How can I make it more inclusive for everybody to be involved in? I think I did a pretty good job. I think, and this is going to benefit everybody going forward. You know, this will be on YouTube, what I recorded. You guys want to go back and rewatch, you have questions and stuff like that. I'm doing this just to get the word out because it needs to get out. People need to know how serious this job is. And again, I'm proud of all of you for taking this next step, especially my 39-year-old guy. Who's the old man back there? Yeah, baby. Nothing wrong with being a firefighter at that age. I took a county test just for shits and giggles. It's gonna go one of two ways. I either did really good or I did really bad. So if I did really good, that's gonna be funny because like I'm not doing anything with it. If I did really bad, I think the rest of my life up here with you guys, people making fun of the figure eight. Anything? All right, how are my squads?
Good, sir.
Try it again. How are my squads?
Good, sir.
You want this job?
Yes, sir.
Come and get it. Thank you. Yes, I thought it was Jim's. I don't think I should have any more coffee.
Don't go anywhere. Before we do anything else, you're gonna go right into vitals. All right? You've got